How does it look, Yagamishi? Anything unusual?
Let's find out. Huh? The heck is this?
Did you find something?
Yeah, a sticker on the lens.
Yagamishi, behind you!
There he is! That's the pervert who set up the hidden camera! See, when you find a hidden camera, your first thought is to take it down. That's wrong. What you do instead is block the lens. That way, when the perv finally notices, he goes back to fix it and BAM! Caught in the act.
I get it, Amasawa. Just stay back. Hey, what is it you're doing over there?
I told you, he's trying to peep on us.
Oh, wow, that girl's pretty sharp. Looks like we've been caught red-handed.
Come on, let's catch him already. Stop!
Hey, wait!
Are you safe, Yagamishi? Seems like you're in a bit of a pinch.
Yeah, you think? Crap.
Yagamishi, you should see a ladder that goes up to the gym's roof. That's my advice.
Got it.
Don't panic, but the school just contacted security. Several guards are en route to your location.
Great. Just what I needed.
Looks like you've made it to the rooftop.
Where have you been watching from this whole time?
From the drone, Yagamishi. I found a spot that's pretty inconspicuous. From here, use the drone as a guide and jump from that roof toward the classroom. You're gonna have to clear a big gap.
Right. I'll try not to die.
Yagamishi, it looks like some of the guards have arrived. You think you can make it out of there?
I'll have to, somehow. But before that, I'm gonna need to set up these speakers.
What? Even after all that?
Yeah, I should be able to make a clean getaway, as long as I'm done before security gets too tight.
Are you serious?
It'll be fine. All I have to do is not get caught, right? Besides, I have the world's greatest hacker on my side.
You know very well I'm weak to flattery. But for the glory of Yokohama 99, I will not let you down, Yagamishi. Let's get this mission started!
Better be careful here.
Like I said, I should be able to help you get to your destination without incident. Make sure you don't lose that earpiece, okay?
Got it. Counting on you, Tsukumo. I see now. Damn. Not happening. And this was the shortest route to Class 2, too.
Nothing we can do but find another route. Give me a moment. Yagamishi, it seems the rooftop might be a more viable option. Let's abandon this route and try it, shall we?
Yeah. No sense waiting for the guards to just give up their posts. Let's check out the rooftop. Okay, makes sense. The hell, another roadblock?
My apologies. I'm afraid that was a blind spot.
Well, shit.
Yagamishi, how many guards are there?
There's just one.
Just one? Well, in that case, let's just get that guard out of your way.
You got a plan?
Of course. Yagamishi, it's time to put that thing I gave you to use.
You mean this ball or whatever? What does it even do?
It's kind of like one of those anti-theft balls, actually. You fill that ball with powder or liquid and throw it at your target to blind them.
Right. So what's inside this thing?
Oh, just some peppers.
Peppers? Is this really gonna work?
Now, don't doubt the magician. Just take my word for it and let it fly.
Oh, damn. It worked like a charm.
What did I tell you? But, Yagamishi, that only works once. You'll have to procure a refill on your own.
Yeah, I got it.
Greetings. Just 1 second. I've got to get the app up here to check out my chat. Shalom. Greetings and all that yachts. Yes, greetings and all that yachts. I agree. How goes the stuff in the things?
Tsukumo, can you hear me? If I keep going down this way, I'll just end up back at the scene from earlier, right?
The landing where you were being a pervert? Yes, that's correct.
You have any idea how it's looking right now?
I'll take a look. There's no sign of that sharp girl who framed you. The onlookers seem to have dispersed too.
Oh, then I'm good to go?
There is one guard posted there, but I'm sure you can get past him.
Yeah, piece of cake if he's alone.
I don't have my smoke ball anymore. So, how's that gonna be possible? Oh, he's over there. Wait a minute, though. I wanna... Okay, well, they're just... Let me get this. Never mind. Maybe that's what I need? I don't know. I get... Well, I'll be doggone. Oh, never mind. The coin throw. Okay. That's it. Yeah, I can't take out school security, sadly. Sad but true. This is... Oh. So... He's gonna be looking there. He's over down there. Music is very Deus Ex. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. It really is. But that type of music's gonna come up anyways, dealing with stealth segments, I'm sure. Stealthy kind of segments. How in the world is it that I'm not able to throw a coin? Oh, never mind. That's why. Because he wasn't facing the fact of me having a bottle of it, I guess. I don't... I was thinking maybe I probably could run. I'm like, don't want to jinx it.
Okay, I'm in class 2-2. Nobody in sight.
Roger that. Seems like those guards were no trouble for you.
Yeah, thanks to you. Well, better set up the speakers while I can.
Good luck.
Her desk was like right there, yeah.
Tsukumo, did you say something through the speakers?
Oh, testing. Testing. Today's forecast calls for sunshine and heavy security.
Perfect. Your speakers are awesome, Tsukumo. Almost like you're in the room.
Does this mean your setup is complete?
Yeah, I've pretty much done what I can.
Huh?
run into the same friggin' group of douchebags.
Oh, no you don't. You stay your ass right there.
Go get Yakun and the boys.
I see you got security all riled up. They've been looking all over for you. Didn't think you'd be dumb enough to stay. Could have sworn I saw you earlier on lunch. Now where have I seen that face? Oh, you're the guy from yesterday. The guy who stole my fucking phone. I'd say it's time for some payback.
Don't lose heart, Yagamichi. You've already come this far.
Right. I can get through this.
Yeah, beat up the bullies. The bullies beat others up, beat up the bullies.
Look, who the fuck are you and why are you in our school?
No answer? You're only making this worse on yourself, you know? You're here to swipe some girls' gym clothes or something?
Does this mean we could beat the answers out of him?
What type of football is
yeah.
that?
We'll end up as heroes for breaking this nasty-ass pervert.
Sick. I always wondered what it'd be like to shatter a human bone. Whoa. What is this shit?
This guy doesn't mess around, Yakun. We all need to take him at once.
Let's see how that works for you.
What?
What?
Holy shit!
Don't let him go!
Damn! I guess he's more than just your average creeper.
Yagamichi, you can't get caught now. They'll label you as a sex offender. You don't want that on the news, do you?
No, can't have that.
Only one way out then.
Exactly. Okay, so obviously it switched over to the snake style. Try to grab it. No, that wasn't right. Yeah, that was... Yeah, now I went down to the first single style. Oh, no. I remember this from the recent series. Yeah, yep. Ugh. Evade. Yeah. Yep. Cha-ching.
Should I have gone easier on them?
No.
Never mind those guys. You need to make yourself scarce.
You know, it's really stupid. There's a review that I saw from Skill Up that was talking about this before it had came out, and he was talking about how, oh yeah, there's a part where you'll actually go into a school and you'll set up cameras to actually check out bullying that's going on. He says, but then you'll turn right around and you'll start beating up some bullies. So it almost like he was saying it because he was like, how in the world do you solve a problem like that? I'm thinking to myself, dude, if the friggin' bullies are beating people up, then kick their ass too. I'm sorry. You know, eye for an eye here. You know, I mean, and if you do, it could end up sending a signal out that, yeah, you don't screw around with people like that. You know, thinking they can just run over people. Sometimes fighting fire with fire doesn't work, and then again, sometimes it does. I'm like, it's a freaking game, dude. It's an action game, for crying out loud. You know, good grief. If you're going to nitpick about that, then why even play the game? I don't know. But I think he said in his review that he didn't recommend it anyways for like a host of other myriad of reasons. But that was one of the things that he ended up mentioning. I'm like, what are you supposed to do? Just let him bully other people? You know, because clearly all the other options and things that we went through in the story in this game regarding that sure as heck wasn't working.
Fortunately, you're on your own from here. The three of us need to make our exit now, too. We'll all regroup at the office, okay?
I got it.
Clearly, I'm guessing he was a kid who was probably pushed around in school and didn't want to fight back, and I felt like that's probably one reason why he said that. I don't know. that was just my thought on that. Somebody rolled low on their constitution. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, dude. Yeah. I'd also mention the fact that in the story itself, they hired the detectives to end up coming in and checking out the situation because apparently they themselves couldn't actually handle it, which is sad to say. When it comes to teachers trying to actually handle situations, they have to go and actually go higher up to be able to try to take care of the situation. So I don't think you ever came to this place in Like a Dragon. I think it was just there, but you never went in the place. I think people just try to get way too many like real life feelings out of games in terms of like how people in real life think and how they act and how they I mean, that further goes to prove the friggin' you know, virtue signaling that people that some of these SJWs want in games. I don't know if I should try to run over there, and I'm thinking to myself, my gosh, you people just don't know how to tell fantasy from reality, and you just don't know how to let something be as it is. You always gotta piss and moan about it all the time. I thought it was so funny when he ended up saying that, man. I was laughing. I was like, it's a freaking game, you idiot. Like, it's like, oh, you go to try to put cameras up in the school and try to stop bullies from bullying, but then you actually bully them yourselves. I'm like, well, what the hell were they doing in the first place, you idiot? How else are you going to try to get it through? What are you going to do? Just let them stuff you in a locker and give you a swirly? Hell no. Oh, duh. Let's go. Nice.
Really, guys?
Really, guys? Well, they would have attacked me anyways, even when you're running past them, so I might as well go ahead and get the jump on them at least. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about my skateboard that I got in this one. I still want to fight these guys. I know I can't do it on the sidewalk. I still want to get SP boost. Knee slide to the face. Can't use reason to figure people out who are unreasonable. Yeah, exactly. This is true. It's just like, for example, last night, Nintendo enthusiasts on Facebook ended up posting this picture of somebody on Twitter that ended up saying, why isn't there a female version of Waluigi and Wario, you know, which are the arch nemesis of Mario and Luigi in the Nintendo universe? And I ended up commenting, I said, because we don't need an opposite gender version of every single freaking character in existence. And then somebody turned right around and said, I'm pretty sure Waluigi and Wario are the same gender as Mario and Luigi. And then somebody else said, opposite gender? What are you talking about? I'm like, what? Dude, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay? I'm thinking to myself, yeah, Waluigi and Wario are actually the same gender as them. But guess what? Wario and Waluigi were created years in the past. You don't have all this freaking virtue signaling crap back then as you do now. So, yeah, there's a valid explanation for that. But I didn't bother to go and say it because I'm like, there's no reason for me to even bother. There isn't. I'm not wasting time and effort on strangers that just they can't stop and think about what it is of what I said. I'm not bothering, dude. Maybe if I let it simmer, they'll actually stop and use their brains. Their little pea-sized brains inside their thick Neanderthal skulls. I only got 2144. Oh, that's 21. Yeah, exactly, man. I started cracking up when that guy was like, opposite gender? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Yeah, who's the stupid one now? That'll work. Those will be fine. Oh, crap.
Really, guys?
Propaganda machine in action. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I'm wondering what these little tokens are that you'll get whenever you're skateboarding around town. Yeah, it sucks you can't do it. Oops. When you're on the sidewalk. So I guess makes sense, but... what was the other side? And you gotta love it too when people go on there who are actually against what it is of what you're trying to say, and they have to go and put that little laughing icon on your comment. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, what are you trying to do? Try to act like you're right?
Oh man, you almost got arrested and put on the sex offender list.
There's no way I'd screw things up that bad.
In all seriousness, those bullies got what was coming. I kinda wish you messed them up worse. That way, they'd never bother Koda-san again.
Yeah, but that wouldn't really solve the problem. Not everything can be settled with a fight.
What? Wow, look who's talking.
That's where those speakers come into play, isn't it?
Yeah, if everything goes as expected.
Hey, you did everything you could, right? So we'll see what tomorrow has in store.
The Marty McFly hoverboard. Yeah, no kidding, dude. That would be cool. I mean, there's different skateboards and things that you can get in the game, so I'm actually wondering if they may have some type of hoverboard thing in here, or one that looks close to it. As if an emoji is what's going to prove them right. Yeah, exactly. Delusional degenerates. Yeah, no kidding. I was like, I'm gonna laugh at him because I'm actually trying to make him look like he's an idiot. Yeah, who's the real idiot that turns around and makes a stupid, dumbass comment like that? It doesn't even think about what it is of what I said. Oh, man. Unbelievable. I mean, how hard is it to understand where I was coming from? You know? Anybody anyone who's following things on social media or looking at anything on social media or following the gaming industry or anything like that would know exactly where it is what I'm talking about. Heck, you don't even have to follow the gaming industry or social media regarding gaming related characters. It's every friggin' where. Like a freaking plague. Everybody would know what's going on with that situation. Doesn't even have to just deal with the superhero or the video game side of things. It could be any other type of movie or TV show related stuff. It's just, for example, I don't know if I told you this, but they have a new Doogie Howser show out. Take a wild guess as to what the gender Doogie Howser is. And take a wild guess. Do you think that she's white? Nope. Oh, and here's another thing. One of the characters who was talking, who I don't know if it's a doctor or a nurse or what the heck ever, the way his voice sounded, do you think he's gay? Probably is. Do you know what race he is? I tell you what else, he's not white. And probably is the best friend of the female Doogie Howser. So that wouldn't surprise me. Like clockwork. Oh, and guess what? Streaming service is on. Take a wild guess. It's Disney. From what I saw, it was Disney, because you know how some streaming services are. They can actually share streaming content. Like, for example, Hulu will have shows that would show up on, like other networks that you would either stream or they would be on TV. Which, I mean, Netflix has done the same thing, too. At least in the past. Boogie Howser. Yeah, there you go. Go to the high school. Again? I guess so. Man, I want to... Yeah, the female Doogie Howser, though, she's not black. She looks like she's Samoan. You know, it's kind of surprised me a bit there, at least, but... I don't think I can fast travel or anything right now. I hope they have where you can fast travel anywhere in this, because they kind of sort of did that in Like a Dragon. At least I think to districts. Hello Work, that's where you would go and change all your classes at in Like a Dragon. I wonder what in the world they're doing for it now. Probably, I don't know what, well, we'll see. Dropped item. Someone may have dropped this. It's probably this person. It is.
Excuse me.
I don't know how to look.
Arigato.
Passable rubber. That's my gift. It's already funny that I'm finding these stretchy rubbers inside of boys' bathrooms in high schools. Oh yeah, and that's another thing too that the guy talked about in his review. Skill Up. He was talking about how, oh yeah, you also put in cameras up in the school, but you're also putting one up in the bathroom. And you put it up in the boys' bathroom because you're trying to go and put these cameras in places that the teachers wouldn't think to look at. And he's like, oh man, the bathroom? He's like, they wouldn't think to look in there. The teachers wouldn't. He said, but he said, I could just face it away from the urinals. You know, like face it towards the floor or whatever. But he had to go and talk about something like that. I'm like, dude, here we go again. It's like, why don't you just talk about the friggin' game? With it being a game for game's sake, and stop trying to get all friggin' wishy-washy about it.
Really, guys?
It makes you consider buying it if you can get a hoverboard. Yeah, well, I'll find out. That's fine. I'm gonna aim to do everything that I can in the game, or everything that I feel like doing, because these types of games have a load of content in them. All of them have been like that. There's ketchup everywhere.
And stay.
I mean, there's still some things in some of the Yakuza series that I haven't even done. Either I didn't feel like doing them at that time, or they didn't really interest me then, but anything can change. Let's fight again. Anything to get me SP. And if the combat's fun, that's what matters.
Really, guys?
Become worldly and material wealth. Yeah. People are successful doing what they can to keep themselves successful. Yeah, exactly. I'd rather watch the older Doogie Howser any day of the week than have anything to do with the newer one. Which, I mean, I don't really watch anything anyways, really, unless it's on streaming services. You know, we haven't had cable in forever and a day, and while we could get it, there's no reason for us to. I mean, really, the only thing that I would really care about seeing on cable is just AEW wrestling, because the only thing I really utilize to stay in touch with that is their YouTube channel, because so they'll have pieces of matches on there and certain little promo segments and stuff like that. And it's not enough, you know, to keep me watching it, but like in terms of wrestling, the only real wrestling I'm watching is, like I mentioned to you before, the older stuff. I could be watching newer stuff, but I'm like, you know, I just, whatever. Tanya was telling me the same thing, that she couldn't really get into it because of it just not interesting her like it used to. So, but I think AEW would be different, especially with a lot of WWE guys going over there now, and rightfully so. Because WWE and their business practices are kind of screwed up.
So, you gonna come out to lunch with us or what?
And it's all Vince McMahon's fault, really.
Don't you have anything more to say than that, Coda? Get your ass up. Come on. Matsune's really not in the mood to deal with your shit today.
I'll just...
Yeah, exactly.
eat lunch here, okay?
Huh? You're giving us lip now? I guess you won't be needing this stuff then.
We told you to get your ass up, you little slut. Oh, maybe you started fucking guys on your lunch break now?
You're out here living the dream, aren't you?
Enough! Get your ass up!
What's the fucking holdup, Coda? You should be thanking us for even inviting you to come.
So slow. I can't fucking stand you.
Well, damn. So much for my appetite. You guys are making me sick.
Hey, who the fuck said that?
These nuts.
We're making you sick, huh? You guys talking about us?
You see anyone else being assholes? Of course he's talking about you.
Yeah, I've about had it with you punks.
This shit's getting old.
Oh, let's see what
Ganging
they're
up on
doing.
the same girl day after day make you feel real big?
Unfucking believable that it takes 3 of them to do the job.
Seriously, you guys? You're taking Koda's side here? You know she's just a whore, right?
You okay, Koda-san? Just ignore these losers.
How low can you go? Calling someone a whore isn't gonna win you any points.
Right? Let's hear it for the picture of purity over here.
What the hell? Hey!
She can dish it, but she can't take it. Hope the boys are watching.
What?
What the fuck, man? If you want to talk shit, say it to my face.
What part of this don't you understand?
Yeah. You know what, guys? It's true. You guys just need to leave her alone.
He's right. He's totally right. What's your problem with her anyway?
Yakuda didn't do anything wrong, guys.
Exactly. So back off Koda-san already.
Stop acting like little punks. Get the hell out of here.
When you guys going to lunch, go choke on a chopstick.
Oh, how does it feel now?
Just get going, would you?
Yeah. Toss them out.
What in the hell is going on here?
Hey, Watson. Fuck this.
Yeah. Let's just go.
Don't have to move with each other. Yeah, I think they're trying to do the lip syncing with just the Japanese, I think.
Wow. I've never seen those kids band together like that.
They all knew what was going on in their ground.
Or maybe they didn't put a
It
lot
can
of
be hard to
emphasis
speak
on
up
that.
even when you know something happening right in front of you is wrong. Not so different from adults, right?
Yagami-san, was everything we just witnessed part of your plan?
It's just psychology. There's this concept called the bystander effect.
You know, the funny thing about it is there's so many people, there wasn't that many teenagers that was in the room, and he ended up putting up all those mics underneath there, and he says, oh, it sounds like you're actually within the room itself, and so, of course, they were doing that to try to make everybody rise up to go against the bullies, but then again, at the same time, it's like, dude, can't you look around and see if somebody's saying something or not? I don't know. Unique aspect, though.
According to the psychologists, when a person witnesses an incident, there's 3 things that run through their mind if other people are in the vicinity. 1. If no one else acts, it must not be urgent. 2. If no one else acts, I don't have to take action either. And 3. If I take action alone, I'll embarrass myself. The result? Everybody stands there and nobody takes action. I just figured if I could get even one person to step up and raise their voice, it would spur the rest of them to push past their inability to act. Penguins are the same way. You ever seen a flock of them hesitating to take a leap into the sea?
Of course, it's a very triumphant, emotional moment, so yes, of course we need it.
One takes the first plunge and the others all start following after him.
The first penguin, you say? It's a fascinating term for a display of bravery. I've heard it said that overseas in America, the first penguin is a symbol of respect.
So for Yagami-shi...
The what?
That would mean your voice was the first penguin in that classroom.
I can't say for certain this resolved your bullying problem. But here's hoping it's at least a good first step.
There's a lot of wacky stuff in this series anyways. There's wacky stuff, there's serious stuff, so yeah.
They're gone. You should be safe from them for a while.
Get out a kendo stick and beat him with it. Oh my god, it's a kendo stick! He got a kendo stick from underneath the ring! Kendo sticks breaking everywhere. Nobody even bothered to went over there to really try to show her any real emotional support. The first penguin is the name of that trophy. Wow, what a name.
What do you say we monitor the situation for now? Might not be wise for adults to intervene just yet.
You're the student falling asleep.
I suppose your plan has worked out for the better.
Oh, man.
But it should be teachers and administrators handling these matters, not detectives.
You know what? I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, exactly. So get off your ass and do something about it, and tell that to your superintendent there, who doesn't have the balls to be able to do nothing about it. You go and get us involved, and we have to go and basically put ourselves along the line of almost looking like peeping Toms.
Then if you'll excuse me.
Oh, come on, man. Lighten up a little. You didn't have to rub it in her face.
You know what she thinks? She thinks we're
What do you
some
think she was
bums off
doing?
the street trying to meddle in academic affairs.
Well,
Yeah.
then, I apologize on her behalf. But Yagami-san, that was some magic you worked there. Hard to admit this at my age, but I learned quite a bit from what you did.
I wouldn't go that far.
Good stuff, Yagami-san.
Naturally. I knew you would deliver.
Huh? Sorry, I have to take this. Hey, this is Yagami.
This is Shiosaki. Do you have a minute?
Sure.
I have a rather urgent request for you. It concerns a trial we've been involved with.
Now we get to the
Listen,
serious
sorry,
matters.
son. I'm a little
More
busy.
serious matters.
I don't know if I can take a rush job at the moment.
We aren't even in Kamucha right now. Actually, I'm in Yokohama.
Really? That's interesting.
I'm helping Sugiura out with a case for his new agency. We're on site right now. At Serio High School. Sorry, son? You there?
Serio High? Somewhere near Yujincho? Is that the school?
Hello, Moto?
Have you heard of it?
Can you hear me now?
A college-age student teacher from that school went missing about 2 months ago. It was all very sudden.
Huh. I think I heard something about that, actually.
He himself was a Serio High graduate. He'd returned to his alma mater to finish his teaching credential.
Just a sec. How do you know so much about this?
The teacher's name is Hiro Mikoshiba, and his body was discovered a few days ago. They found him in one of Ijincho's abandoned buildings.
Huh?
The body was badly decomposed, but Kanagawa police have just released his identity. Moments ago, in fact.
Moments ago?
This gonna end today?
Thing is, someone else knew Mikoshiba was dead, before the police even confirmed it. A sex offender, Akihiro Ehara. I defended him in court. The day Mikoshiba disappeared, Ehara was arrested at the station for groping. He's also an active duty officer.
So you're saying he committed the murder too?
No. The victim was still alive while Ehara was at the station in Tokyo committing sexual battery. He was caught and arrested on the spot. And he's been in jail for the 2 months since.
So if I have this right, he has an alibi for the murder?
Right. But there's more to it. A few days ago, someone lit flares at the location of Mikoshiba's body. It obviously couldn't have been Ehara, so I suspect that's the real culprit. But whoever that is somehow connected to Ehara.
Otherwise, there's no other way he could have known about the body.
Oh yeah, I heard about that from Chief Ass Gamer.
There's clearly more to Ehara than an officer-turned-groper. More than likely, he's an accomplice to murder.
Okay. So do we have a motive?
4 years ago, Ehara's only son hung himself in their home. He was a student at Seiryo High at the time. And the way Ehara sees it, his death was the result of bullying at the hands of his classmate, Mikoshiba.
You mean it's revenge? In that case, could he possibly have hired someone else to kill the guy in his stead?
It's highly likely. As for my request, I'd like to see what you can find out. Mikoshiba's murder is too suspicious. Up until today, I wrote Ehara off as just another train groper. But he got arrested for that on the exact day that Mikoshiba was killed. It can't be a coincidence.
Alright, man. I'll talk at you later. Thank you for coming in and all that lovely stuff.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better alibi than being arrested for a different crime, right? Otherwise, the cops would have pinned him as suspect number 1.
But groping as an alibi? Why go to all that trouble? There had to have been a better way than that. I'm worried. As his attorney, I have to admit there's a chance Ehara planned this, which means I've made a critical oversight. Even worse, I let a misguided court issue a verdict. I can't allow that to stand. I need to reconsider both the harassment and the murder, because I think the truth is these cases are one and the same.
All right. Well, what can I do for you?
Can you see if anyone at Seiryō High will talk about Mikoshiba? Right now, we need more information. And the first thing we should focus on is how and why he disappeared. That could give us a lead.
So, does this mean you're hiring me?
It does. Consider it an official request, if you would.
Okay, I'm on it. No better feeling than when the jobs line up perfectly.
Ijincho, Yokohama. A harbor town where rotting secrets rarely stay uncovered. The deceased was a student teacher who had vanished from a high school Yagami was investigating. Yet the linchpin to this case, a police officer named Ehara, was arrested for a different crime, a train groping that shocked the nation. Upon hearing the verdict, Ehara gave the court an ominous revelation: that the son he had lost was avenged.
Before I go all in, can we go over the defendant's profile? That way I'll have something to work with.
Sure. Akihiro Ehara, age 53, senior officer with Tokyo PD, convicted of sexual battery. He'd been stationed in Shinjuku and lived alone in Tokyo. That is, until his arrest.
Lived alone? Unmarried then?
His wife moved to Yokohama without him 7 years ago, when their son Toshiro started at Seiryō High. Toshiro-kun ended up taking his life in his third year. That's 4 years ago, if you're counting.
And the couple never reconciled, huh?
Apparently his wife wanted nothing to do with him from that point on. That's it for personal details.
All right.
As for the charge, Ehara's maintained his innocence. We've had no luck getting him to budge. Mind you, the prosecution has plenty against him. Security camera surveillance, eyewitness footage, even trace evidence gathered on scene.
The same footage the media was plastering on TV?
Yes, although some of it was edited for privacy or length, but it painted a clear enough picture.
Hard to dispute something you can see right in front of you.
True.
And what about when they handed down the verdict? Ehara flew off the handle or something?
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Your Honor, in a warehouse, about 3 days ago, a body turned up in Yokohama. The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Mikoshiba. 4 years ago, this man took my son from me by driving him to commit suicide.
Ehara seemed convinced that Mikoshiba had bullied his son, and to get his justice, he even took Seiryō High to court. However, the court ruled against him, claiming there was no substantial evidence of bullying. I still need to dig into the court record of that case to see if there's anything of value.
Sounds like I'm on deck then. I've got someone involved in the case right in front of me.
Who?
The chairman of Seiryō High himself.
Are you talking about me?
I don't know how you pull these things off, Yagami-san. But let me give you a word of caution.
I'm listening.
Mikoshiba's murder hasn't been made public yet, so please don't go around talking about it, especially at his school. The Kanagawa police will investigate the school soon enough. And if they find out everyone already knows...
They'd show us the door, lock it behind them, and probably charge us with obstruction.
Exactly. Oh, and before I send you Mikoshiba's photo, there's one last thing you should know.
What's that?
Ehara's ruling was the day before yesterday. That means we only have 13 more days to potentially file an appeal. If we don't make our move, Ehara will walk out of court with a sex offense charge and a minor slap on the wrist. And once his case is closed, it would take a miracle to get it reopened, even if there had been a critical oversight.
Right.
I'm sorry to give you a time limit instead of a viable solution.
Don't worry. I'll have to make do. For now, let's just keep in touch.
Thanks, and good luck.
Yo, what was that about?
Sorry. Give me one more sec. Actually, Kaito-san, can I fill you in later? I need to get some answers from the chairman.
Hmm?
Gonna hog the teacher's attention for yourself, huh? Well, I want details later.
I take it that call was the Genda Law Office? You seem popular as ever, Yagamishi.
Okay, Yagami-san. Tsukumo and I will do some digging on the bullying front. I mean, no way you could say no to Sari-san, right?
May I help you with something, Yagami-san?
You sure can. Only thing is, where to start? Remember how you told me about a student teacher went missing?
Oh,
This is him, right? Hiro Mikoshiba.
How do you have that photo? But yes, that's him.
I'd like to ask a bit about him in relation to a separate investigation.
What is it you need to know? Did something happen to him?
I'm afraid I can't give you any details. This request comes from a very close colleague. I'm sure you understand. It's a matter of detective-client privilege. I know that isn't much consolation. But if it's any comfort, I would never disclose anything about your case either.
But don't you see? Mikoshiba-kun was officially reported missing. Please, can you tell me something?
I promise. I'll tell you everything I can when I can. But for now, let me ask the questions.
Very well. Go ahead.
I'll start with the basics. Mikoshiba-kun was a graduate here, correct? And that's why he came back to train as a teacher?
That's correct.
How long was he supposed to be here?
3 weeks, originally. He'd nearly finished his time with us. But one day he simply stopped coming. It was as if all was well, then suddenly he was gone. Or at least that's how I'd heard it.
Were you two not that close?
No. We'd had barely exchanged a word since he arrived.
Wasn't there a pretty dark rumor about Mikoshiba-kun 4 years back? Something about how he drove a student to suicide?
You mean what was dredged up online? Yes, I'm aware of it. However, in the subsequent lawsuit, that rumor was put to rest. The court found no evidence of bullying.
But you had your doubts, didn't you? So you called on us to take a deeper look.
Well, yes. But let's not get confused. The tragedy from 4 years ago does weigh on us. But we've washed our hands of the matter.
Well, you say that, yet I can't help circling back to the same question. Why would the head of a school hire detectives to monitor his students in secret? Potentially even out of pocket.
Well, for one thing, it would reflect poorly on our institution were I to openly suspect our students. Then there's the issue of bullying being recorded and shared online. You know what kind of firestorm that can cause. I should mention, I'm the one who takes the fall for it. My own privacy be damned. so of course I would opt for secrecy.
That's fair. But what that still doesn't answer is why this is happening now.
I'm not sure I follow.
Could this be what riled you up?
But this is...
This is footage of Akihiro Ihara 2 months ago, captured up in Tokyo. The man was an active duty police officer, so of course it made the rounds in the media. But you already knew all that. After all, he's the one who sued your school on account of what his son endured here. Bullying that led to suicide.
Well, that's... undeniable.
And now that he's in the spotlight, any more problems at Serio would lead people to start connecting the dots. The police would dig up that suicide in no time, regardless of whatever the court had ruled. They might even reach the conclusion you had covered the whole thing up. I get the feeling that's why we're really here, to prevent another mess on your hands.
Oh, I see now. Our job's to sniff out any bullying, then you sweep it under the rug.
That's simply not true. At least, that wasn't my intention.
You sure about that? The thought never even crossed your mind?
Perhaps it did. The scenario you described was painfully accurate. Every time I saw Ihara-san on TV, I'd grow sick with worry that it could all boil over on us here at any moment.
I can assure you, Chairman, I'm not here to cause any trouble. I only want to learn about Mikoshiba-kun.
In that case, you should speak with Sawa-sensei. She was his teaching mentor.
Her? Great. That's my luck.
See? I told you we should have stayed on her good side.
How was I supposed to know?
So, would you like me to call her back here?
No, thanks. I should go see her myself. Do a bit of smoothing over.
In that case, you may want to go downstairs and see if she's in the faculty room. She should still be on lunch.
Perfect.
Hey,
I've
man.
got another chance to shoot my shot.
Sorry, Kaito-san, but I'm
That didn't
fielding
sound
this
right
one
at all.
alone. Tsukumo, you guys can clear out too.
What? You're benching all of us? Just like that?
I don't understand the meaning of this, Yagamishi.
If I had time to explain, I would. Just trust me on this for now.
Oops. Yeah, sorry, I was cooking a little bit of food when you ended up popping in the stream last night. So that's why I didn't say anything. If the game is ever paused and I'm not saying anything, probably either in the bathroom or getting food. 1 floor below. So obviously it's, well, fart knockers.
I'm sorry. Did you need something, sir?
Oh. Is Sawa-sensei here?
She should be back shortly. May I ask who's waiting for her?
Well, no one's special, really. I just need to have a quick word with her is all. Maybe you could tell me where her desk is?
It's right over there. The one with all the English books.
Thank you. Suspicious. Hey.
The only thing about that is, though, I don't know, I kind of got this thought that they're going to try to have me come back at a later point to get this stuff. I gotta be wrong, though. No?
What are you doing here? I thought you'd have gone by now.
Yes, well, I need to ask you a couple things.
Yes,
Such as?
Such as how close you were to Hiro Mikoshiba.
What?
I heard from Chairman Okuda you were mentoring him as a teacher. I believe this was 2 months ago?
Why do you, of all people, want to know?
Did you notice anything unusual before he disappeared? Any sign of trouble he might have had?
I can't say for sure. He just stopped showing up one day. Really, that's all I know.
Is that really all you can tell me? Nothing jogging the memory?
I said that's all.
You know what, let's start over. Why don't we talk about him as a student? You were already a teacher here by then, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Back when a student here committed suicide, there were rumors online about how it could have been caused by bullying. And Mikoshiba-kun's name came up as one of the potential bullies.
Yes, but those were just rumors.
So he wasn't involved in any teasing?
I teach English, and that's what I was focused on. So as far as I knew, Mikoshiba-kun was a good student with solid grades back then. And during his time in training, I was under the impression he got along with the students just fine.
He's not the type to bully then?
I would say no.
Then why would those rumors exist in the first place?
You're asking the wrong person. Four years ago, the court determined this school was not responsible for a bullying-related suicide.
You mean Ahara-san's lawsuit? The father of the student who died and an officer in Tokyo? He was arrested the other day. Well, I'm sure you've seen the news.
Yes, but what of it? What exactly is the point you're trying to make here?
I believe Ahara-san still thinks his son killed himself because of Mikoshiba-kun.
Let me ask you something, Yagami-san.
By all means.
What are you trying to accomplish? Didn't you finish this whole business with the chairman? If that wasn't enough, you got security called on you. You clearly have zero regard for anyone here. You should have had the sense to leave long before now.
Believe me, once I learn what I need about Mikoshiba-kun, I'm gone.
In that case, you've already got everything you need from me.
One last question. You and the chairman both mentioned how Mikoshiba-kun got along with the students here. Anyone in particular that he was close to?
The kids in the basketball club? Mikoshiba-kun was in that club back when he was a student. Apparently he was showing up to their practices.
The basketball club? That includes the gang from before, right?
Yes. They all spent quite a bit of time with him.
All right. With that, I'll get out of your hair. Appreciate your time, man. Sawa-sensei.
Just a minute!
don't want to talk to me anymore, and now you want to talk to me. Make up your mind, woman.
Kaito-san, you there? Tell me you're still on campus.
Why? You suddenly decide you need me after all?
Man, don't be like that.
You enjoy playing teacher's pet with Sawa-sensei?
You mean, did I enjoy getting eviscerated by her? She hates my guts at this point. That aside, I did get some interesting intel. And that's where you come in.
Huh? What for?
I want to find those bullies in the basketball club. Think you can fly the pigeon for me?
So I do have a purpose. Ain't that something? All right, then. It's drone time.
Thanks.
It's morphin' time.
I'll start scoping out the gymnasium.
What is that going to do with crafting? It might be selling. Or both. What in the world? Grab onto it, dude. Wait a second. You little... I don't think I can go that way. I guess I can. I was wondering if there was anything down here. Well, never mind. Just jump right off.
Close one. Almost got it.
Huh?
You're Koda-san from Class 2 too, right? Basketball too?
Yeah?
You have a second? I have some questions about a student teacher who taught classes here named Mikoshiba.
Ow! Good grief.
Really?
Yo, you read me talk? That posse of little shitheads just went strutting into the gym with some bats.
Kaito-san, can you at least try to warn me a little sooner next time?
Why? You worried?
Hey! Why are you still here, asshole? Who the hell are you, anyway?
Talking pretty big for taking a cheap shot while my back was turned.
You had it coming, shady old fuck!
Coda! Hey, you been spilling anything to this guy?
I didn't say anything.
I'll fill you in. I was asking her about Mikoshiba, a student teacher who disappeared from school not too long ago. You guys know him, right? The basketball club would.
Don't bother trying to talk to us like we're your fucking friends, asshole.
I wanna bash your fucking skull in. You'll die before I tell you shit.
You wiped the floor with us yesterday. Only fair for you to take a handicap.
Actually, I've done that twice.
I don't mind at all. Sure. All good. But it's still gonna be pretty one-sided.
It is.
You're so full of shit. I'm gonna kick your ass!
Took you guys out twice already. You want another one? You're a glutton for punishment. Come on. They're probably gonna want it again at some point, I imagine.
You've got a lot of guts for your age, kid. But come on. You really need a better outlet for all that aggression.
Let me go!
Just what on earth is going on in here?
Hey. Let's roll out.
I'm gonna do you a favor here and leave out the part about the bats.
Are you even listening?
I wouldn't.
Yes, ma'am. We were just horsing around a bit. Right?
Just horsing around is right.
You really are unbelievable. Why are you attacking defenseless students on their school property?
Defenseless.
How many times must I tell you to leave our school alone?
For what it's worth, the chairman asked me to be here.
Oh, good. Let's drag him into this. How should our chairman explain you to the mob of irate parents that will be at his door any second now? Don't worry, there's a very good reason we hired these ragtag detectives to spy on and beat up your kids.
Not the words
Probably because the parents aren't beating their ass at home.
I'd use.
If I hear anything else about you, anything, I'm going straight to the press. I'm under no obligation to cover for anyone. Oh, and your attire is atrocious. When you show up at a school, at least try to look the part. Now go home.
Ooh, somebody's on the rag.
You hear all that, Kaito-san? I have a funny feeling I'm not wanted here. Can I talk to the chairman real quick?
I'm afraid Sawa-sensei's made her point clear. Perhaps it's best you take your leave. After all, you've satisfied the bulk of my request.
Wait. Okay, how about this? You can hire me on as a teacher. That way, I can stay on campus no problem, right?
But you can't teach without a license. You don't happen to have one, do you?
No, but I do have a lawyer's badge. How's that for certification?
You're a lawyer? Well, that certainly is a respectable position, but it's not exactly a license to educate.
Can't we work something out?
I'm afraid something isn't specific enough. Although, there is always the off chance that you can serve as an outside consultant. A guidance counselor, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. Like a club advisor. Do you happen to have a kung fu club? I've got a few tricks I could show some kids.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing of the sort. And on that note, I believe each club already has an advisor assigned.
That's unfortunate.
Me again. I say it's time we hightailed it out of here. No use sitting around on our asses, right? Why don't you meet us back here and we'll go?
I can't. Not until I find something for Sari-san.
Suit yourself. Don't work too hard now.
Oh, you? And well, with that being said, folks, I'm going to end up ending the stream now because of I got to go to work in a couple hours. I need to get a little something to eat, chill out, all that lovely, lovely stuff. So anyways, I will be back tonight with this for maybe an hour or so, maybe a little over, maybe an hour and a half, so on and so forth. But anyways, I will go ahead and I will end this like I always do. Later, taters. I'm going to deal with my skills here first, and then I'm going to shut the game off.